When will CJ Jenkins call his shot? Will DFP ever find the danger zone and get their belts back? And who's race challenger and what match takes place? All of it next on the Power Hour. Join us. Welcome back to RWE Wrestling!
Welcome to the RWE Power Hour. And here are your hosts, Cornbread, Chris Heineken, and DJ Mike T.
And what's up, RW Nation? It is the voice of the RWE, DJ Mike T here with, and I'll make sure I get it right. Yeah, there it is. Cornbread, Chris Heineken. Cornbread, we're actually going to start the show off a little bit differently because I don't know if you noticed on our social media page, what we got coming this weekend.
Woo! Interesting.
And I will actually go ahead and pull up part of the flyer right here, and we actually have of the Rat Pack going to be here at RWE. You've got Rough Shot Lamont, and you got Addison Kane, and then I
the
couldn't
hooligan.
remember
The hooligan Addison. Yeah, the hooligan Addison Kane, and then right there on the left, the notorious Bradley Diggs.
Right, and I mean, all three members will be here this Saturday night, and Rough Shot was just in. He's having a little bit of video technical difficulties. As soon as we get him on, as soon as he comes back, we'll go ahead and get him on and get his take on why they're coming to RWE, because we know the last time that the LA Hustlers were there, they were literally escorted for some things that they didn't do, and here he is. Let's go ahead and bring on Rough Shot. Rough Shot, welcome to the show.
What's going on, fellas?
Money.
What's happening, Cornbread?
Nothing, sir. Not much, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just chilling, relaxing at the house, in the Hustlers Den, in the lounge, relaxing, checking out some good action and listening to some things. And I just clicked on to see what was happening on the broadcast. I clicked on her a couple weeks ago. Well, was it last week?
Yeah, I think it was last week.
That was last Tuesday.
Sonny and a few little messages, you know what I'm saying? Laying out a warning or a challenge, if you will, to a couple people, and had a little fun with Ray Ray. And I heard somebody say, well, if you want to come to RWA, get in touch with Joey Bret. I made that clear that I don't have to get in touch with Joey Bret. Joey Bret gets in touch with us.
Right. Now, I noticed that you're going to bring the hooligan Addison Kane with you guys this time, because I remember the last time you guys were here, which is a few months ago, you guys were literally escorted out of the arena.
Hey, we ride starters. Everywhere we go, we cash, check, and break necks. We there for money, fame, glory, and titles.
And I know you guys have held multiple titles in multiple promotions, and I know that we do have an open door policy. So with you three coming in, I'm going to ask, and Cornbread will probably ask this too, what are your guys' targets for coming into RWE?
Well, it's three of us, and we represent the Rat Pack. It's five in all, a group with our manager, Lucky Pete Larson. We're coming in to pretty much collect. And I'm not talking about collecting child support notes. I'm talking about collecting gold.
Cornbread?
And you know, I've known you and Notorious One for a long time. Pretty much over 11 years. And I know one of you guys' specialties is you guys have always been known as a power tech team. Notorious being the power guy and you being the technical wrestler. What will you guys bring to the RWE tag team division?
Chaos. Strictly chaos. We coming in to cash checks and break necks. We coming in to slap around a few of these young punks. Cause I'm sick and tired of. And I keep up with RWE. I keep up with you. I keep up with all the rest. I check out everything. There's a lot of mouths out there. And there's one thing I don't like is a loud mouth. And I got a loud mouth. I like myself, but I don't like nobody else for one. And I hear people that throw out challenges, and there's a lot of tag teams running around with this stigma of calling themselves the greatest or the best. There ain't no best unless you come through the hustlers. Always remember that. Always have been, always will be. There is no best nothing. That goes for guys and other promotions. Memphis Wrestling, there's the shot at somebody. There is no best unless you beat us. Remember that.
Well, I also
RWE. Hold on, brother. Let me get this
I'm
out.
sorry.
RWE.
Go
I
ahead.
know you got a lot of talent. A lot of talent there. But we've, like you said, we've had multi-tag team titles all over the country. Not just Arkansas, not just Tennessee. We've held them in Atlanta, Georgia. We've held them in Texas. We've held them in Missouri multiple times. We have never held the RWE tag team titles, and that's one of the goals that we set for ourselves before we hang up the Jordans, if you will.
Well, that was going to go to my next question, and it did concern the RWE Tag Team Championships. Of course, DFP lost the belts just 2 weeks ago, I believe, Mike. They lost the belts to Danger Zone, two big time veterans, and they really took DFP to school. And now with them being the new champions, that puts the question to you, Roughshot. Does it matter which team holds the titles, or is it just bottom line only a matter of time? You guys just picking your spots as to when to cash in for those tag belts.
Well, with a pedigree like ours, we don't have to pick a time to cash in. We already made it. These other guys are trying to figure out who they are and what they are. We've been knowing what we are for about 12 or 13 years. It really doesn't matter what tag team it is. Like I said, the tag team division of wrestling, period, runs through LA. And if you hadn't beat us, you can't consider yourself a bona fide anything in the tag team division. I'm not going around here saying I'm the greatest wrestler in the world. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm the greatest tag team wrestler in the world. I came into this game as a tag team wrestler. I'm going out of this game as a tag team wrestler. This is a trade. This is a lifestyle for us. We don't go around jumping on each other and busting up and I'm mad at you because your girlfriend prettier than mine or your car look better than mine. Nah, we family and we stick together. Always have, always will. Now, can any other tag team say that? If you look at it, Cornbread, and you've been knowing us a long time, we got to be, besides maybe the Rock and Roll Express and the Posse, the longest reigning tag team around these parts.
Longest running, absolutely. Because when it comes, and I said this with other guests on this program. When it comes to tag team wrestling, we've seen a lot of teams that would stick together only for like a certain amount of time. Some maybe for a year or 2 years, probably after a feud against each other, or we've seen guys that literally just form out of nowhere. But honestly speaking, go ahead.
Do you think either one of those teams can beat us? Your honest opinion. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. You're thinking too long. That means
Well,
no, you don't believe in them. I don't believe in them. This gentleman to my right over here, Michael, he don't believe in them. Nobody believes in them. People, we are the real deal. We're not playing wrestling. We go out there and we beat people up. If you want to see somebody get beat up, come to the show Saturday. You're gonna see somebody get beat up.
Well,
Sometimes I get to the point where I don't care about winning a belt. I just feel like beating somebody up. But we have a mission this go round, and we bring in Addison Kane, the hooligan, with us. So the odds is in our favor. You always bet on black.
and I was the reason why I did not answer that question almost immediately was because I mean everywhere you've gone, I mean you've seen some great tag teams, and
Yes,
some tag teams come and go.
exactly.
And the reason why I did not answer the question so suddenly is because we do have some great teams here,
Yes,
and
you do.
and with the addition of the LA Hustlers coming in, um, really kind of to me, I think it helps up the game in tag team wrestling because the RWE Tag Team Championship scene has been very competitive. It's been unpredictable, as we mentioned in the Revolt. It has been unpredictable. It has literally been okay. Don't turn your head because something else may happen, and that's the case we have here. I mean, other than Black Magic, which a team that you know personally,
Exactly.
and of course the West Side Misfits, and of course
Yeah.
DFP, which we'll talk about later on tonight.
actually, I don't mean to cut you off, but speaking
I'm
of
sorry. Go ahead,
DFP,
Mike.
Christian Cross chimed in, and I think this is pointed to you, Rough Shot. He goes, "You think they're going to hold those titles for long?" Talking about Danger Zone. We are
Yes,
the three-time RWE Tag Team Champions. If anything, we've proven we stepped up and knocked down anyone that wants to try us, and all challengers are welcome.
And this is who?
Christian Cross, he is a part of DFP.
Exactly. I said this is Christian who? He's a nobody to us. I'm telling you, Christian, if you're looking at this, you are a nobody to the LA Hustlers, buddy. I think I ran into you one time, and I think you hightailed it out of town. So be careful, because you may be the man that end up in the ambulance. We don't play. We're not nice guys. I'm not coming way down to the Grubs, Arkansas to have fun. I'm coming there to take my bat if I have to and go across your head, Christian. Are you ready for that? And I know you the hardcore this and the hardcore that. Well, I'm a street fighter, brother. I don't pull punches. When I drop a man, I drop a man. I don't play with barbed wire. I don't play with kendo sticks. I have a little Louisville slugger named Roscoe, and he's done a lot of work outside of wrestling. So imagine what I do when I get him inside of wrestling.
Cornbread, I've got no more questions.
well, all I know is it's gonna be one heck of a scene. And honestly speaking, I mean there were a couple of dream matches, or a couple of RWE fantasy style booking matches I would love to see. Honestly speaking, I'm gonna put it out there. I would love to see Hustlers versus DLP or Hustlers versus any tag team because I think if I think the once you hit the hustle down, which is the big boot side Russian leg sweep combination, it's gonna be tough for any team to kick out because honestly speaking, that's a move that's had a whole lot of winning records and brought out a lot
Exactly.
of belts.
Exactly. See, these guys, they don't understand what they finna get. They don't understand. Joey Britt knows every time we come in that building, he end up having us thrown out. Well, this time, he don't get that chance because we've made a statement and told him that, hey, be careful what you wish for. If you calling the hustlers in, you know what we bringing with us. So we're not just two jabronis coming out there to have fun and play games with people. Our record speaks for itself. We went upside the Rock and Roll Express head several times and left them bloody and bleed. If you want to get down to business, we've been in the ring with some of the greatest tag teams of all time. Some of these guys probably have never seen some of the people that we've been in the ring with. They ain't old enough or experienced enough. We bring in 12 years of experience, 12 years of tag team wrestling.
Roughshot, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Christian Cross actually chimed back in. This is directly towards you. Actually, if memory is correct, didn't you guys lose to a certain tag team on their debut back in 2018? Because I remember that clearly, but we can run that again. We'll see you soon.
Oh my God. I've never lost a tag team match to that guy in my life. Like I said, Christian who? I don't even know that. I don't even recognize that guy. And I watch the show all the time. Is he on the show? Where did y'all get him from? The concession stand? He got to be kidding me. Dude. You better hope and pray that I have a flat tire or Bradley gets with some woman coming down in the town and he decides not to show up. Because when we show up, we're going to beat the brakes off you, punk. You running your mouth talking about you beat us in 2010. Man, I don't even believe you were wrestling in 2017. Come on, brother. You've never beat us. You may have stepped in the building and saw us in the crowd. But you wasn't man enough to get in that ring and trials. And I'm just Josh, and I'm cracking a few jokes here. I don't want people to think I'm antisocial or anything, but I saw him in MCW and Osceola. And they were supposed to come in and be the big and bad next big thing to knock the hustlers off. They got a cheap win and ran and never came back. Tell that, Christian Cross. You ran like a coward. We chased you to another show. All of a sudden, you retired. And then the minute we go to Nashville, Tennessee, and beat the brakes off the Star Twins and start working for Bert Prentice, all of a sudden, you show back up, and it's a miracle. You can wrestle. You really can't wrestle. But you in this business. So it's going to be, this, you know what? This one here is going to be free. I don't even want to get paid. I'm just going to come in just to hurt that punk. And he talk a lot of trash for his partner. I imagine his partner probably calling him right now or inbox him saying, "Hey man, be quiet. Don't make those guys mad. Cause you about to get your wish, son."
Well, Roughshot, I appreciate you joining us tonight, and we will see you this Saturday. And I mean, I guess we'll see what y'all do. Again,
well, Christian Cross ain't gonna want to see us.
Hustle hard.
Hustle hard, brothers. Y'all take it easy. Y'all have a lovely night. And get these fans up in that building because it's gonna be a show. You know, I want to say that I was coming in, me and the guys were coming in to do a little business, but now it's got a little bit personal. Christian Cross, you done halfway got me hot, and I try not to get hot. You done ran your mouth. I know you're a pretty big guy, but you must admit, I'm not a midget myself. I'm 6'1.5". I'm 187 pounds, punk. Bradley's 6'5", 335 pounds. You better bring the beef with you, because we bringing the heat.
Well, Roughshot, again, I thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you this Saturday.
It was your pleasure.
Well, Mike, sounds to me he's never at a loss of words, and bottom line, he sounds ready.
Right. Cornbread, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some more action and some more news regarding this coming up show, as well as this guy's show. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you that there is so much more to RWE Wrestling than to watching it on YouTube and Facebook. You need to come out and see it live.
Folks, there's nothing like coming out here and getting the full experience. There's so much we cannot show you because we don't have the time. There's a lot that goes on out here every week. Remember, when you come out Saturday night, every Saturday night, we have an event scheduled. 7 p.m. is the bell time at the community center in Grubbs, Arkansas. And while you're out here, you can partake in the full experience. We've got Granny's Grub Shack right behind me. I'm telling you, you've never had food like this. Folks, I am a big fan. They have a cheeseburger, a french fry, and lemonade or an iced tea combo. Once you pay for your meal, you get free refills on your drink for the rest of the night, and it's just $5. And I'm telling you, you can't get food like this good anywhere else. Also, we've got memorabilia and collector's items that you can get out here, not just for wrestling, but horror, comic books, you name it, it's out here. We've got pop vinyl figures. All you got to do is just come out here and look. We've got several vendors set up. They'll take care of you. It's more than just coming out here and watching wrestling. Not that the wrestling isn't enough in its own. We've got to have all of it. You got to have all of it. So come on out Saturday night, bell time at 7 o'clock, and we'll be back with more in just a little while.
And we are back, and whoa. Looking at some of these comments here, Christian Cross goes, "We ain't never scared. Better ask about us. I'll see you when I see you. I stay with the beef."
Ooh.
Whew.
Yeah.
Well, I want to give Go ahead, Cornbread.
No, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to try and find the comment here. But I want to say that RWE is a proud sponsor of Yarborough Racing, who will be racing this upcoming season, and is for the number 17 car. To the driver of that's going to be Brad Yarborough. You guys may know him. And his wife work at RWE doing the front door or helping out with the lights or concession stands. But I just want to say that Brad, we're rooting for you for this racing season, and we are happy and proud to be a proud sponsor for the number 17 car.
And I'm wishing for. I'm not even going to say, quote unquote, just, hey, good luck in the race. Hey, we're pulling for you to win it all.
Absolutely. So now, moving on. Let me go ahead and pull the message up here. The show. Oh, actually, Brad just goes in right here and says 2022 is going to be a good year. See, the way I look at it is good years like tend to break, especially with their tires. But you know how that is. But I say 2022 is going to be a great year for you. As well as Leanne goes, thank you all so much, Mike and Amanda Rule and RWE. Now, S&T Entertainment is also a proud sponsor of Yarborough Racing for them. So, Leanne, Brad, you guys are extremely welcome. And please don't say that, Brad. You do not want to flip the car this year. We don't want to see you do that.
No, we don't.
So, moving on. Beginning of the show, it was a little bit chaotic.
The hits kept on coming, Mike.
I mean, right. I mean, first we had what? Joey came out. Then we had JPJ.
Especially regarding the open challenge that was supposed to be taking place there this past Saturday.
Right. And then Ray came out, and we found out who his challenger was with the votes that were tallied, and it ended up being CJ Jenkins in a last man standing match, which was set for later on that night with a 97% vote. Almost 125 votes altogether, and 97% of it was CJ Jenkins and that last man standing.
But it wasn't. But it was a different type of vote, Mike. If you remember correctly, it was a different type of vote, and it was a vote that, bottom line, Joey Britt was totally afraid of.
Right, and the person that they really wanted to see come out was the very last person we saw during the 3 stages of Hell match, because we didn't see the hardcore homo Ray. We did not see Ray Ivy.
You talked about that in the Revolt this past Sunday.
Mm-hmm. We saw the actual Suicide King
Yeah,
make his RWE return, but it was in a way that even Ray did not want to do it.
yeah,
Because you noticed that when Joey said that he wanted the Suicide King, or I'm sorry, that the vote was for the Suicide King, you saw Ray literally shake his head no.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Because anytime and every time that we see the Suicide King, and I'm gonna say it, and I'll give Joey money later on this weekend, but literally all hell breaks loose when the Suicide King's in that ring.
yep,
But he told Ray Ivy to take the night off and bring the Suicide King out. And basically, it was told that if Ray did not wrestle as the Suicide King, then he would have to give up the belt.
yeah. The price, the heavy price to pay, but nevertheless, representing the company, representing himself, and representing the championship. It tough night, but
Right.
but the crazy thing is, with CJ Jenkins go in holding that briefcase
And that's a good
because
question.
because at that time the briefcase was not on the line when that match was made,
Nope.
but that led into another challenge.
Absolutely. So the first match of the night, which was nowhere near our format that we normally
Right.
do, but Cade Allen came out. The prodigy Cade Allen came out and challenged CJ. Of course, Joey Britt came out and told Cade Allen that CJ already had a match, but I guess in a way that lit a fire under CJ's butt for him to come out and accept the challenge. Not
Yes, it
only
did.
accept the challenge against his former tag team partner, his former
Hmm.
tag team champion partner, I should say.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, Cade Allen actually said here earlier, let me find he goes, I've never lost the tag titles. Here, I'll go ahead and pull it up. I never lost the tag titles. If you want to get technical, CJ and myself have never technically been beaten or defeated for the RWE Tag Team Championship. He's actually correct. CJ had to leave due to medical and was unable to compete. So therefore, Cade Allen had to forfeit the tag titles. So technically, he's correct. They did not lose, and they have not been beaten for those titles.
But then we also remember on the Power Hour, Mike, we also had Kate on here, and we literally asked him point blank regarding the direction he was going, and we asked him either tag or singles, and
And his
bottom
words
line,
were
he was gun ho. He was gun ho on singles.
right. Well, that actually made up CJ Jenkins' mind right there, and CJ put the briefcase on the line.
Yeah, you want to talk about high danger? Literally, he put up his title shot, Mike. Title
Right.
shot.
Yeah, I mean, a title shot for any title.
Any title.
Tag, the heavyweight, the junior heavyweight, the United States. I mean, he could have gone after any title he wanted to, but he put it on the line against Cade Allen and was
That was a
surprised.
brutal match.
It was. I mean, literally barely made it out of that match alive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys can actually go on our YouTube channel. I actually have this past show uploaded and updated, so you will be able to see all the matches in full. All you have to do is just go to RWE's youtube.com/RWE.
Yep. Yeah, check it out on our YouTube page. But man, it was brutal. And I mean big time brutal. But nevertheless, as mentioned, as brutal of a match that was, we ended up having to win.
Right. Now, the next match. Hang on. Cade goes, "What's up with CJ? Still haven't really figured that one out." And I think he's talking about what happened after the main event. Let's go actually ahead and talk about what happened after the main event, because he just brought that up. After the end of the match, after CJ was literally counted out for that last man standing, he was not able to make the 10 count.
Right.
Cade Allen came running out of the locker room with the briefcase.
Yeah,
And
that was
I
interesting.
think he was trying to, I guess, get CJ to re-challenge Ray for the title. I don't know. Cade, if I send you a message, would you get on the show to kind of give us your thoughts about this?
I mean, it was. I think that was. I think that was key to a lot. That was a key to a lot of that, because honestly, CJ was literally in no condition at all to quote unquote challenge Ray for the heavyweight title, especially after that match had concluded.
No. And I mean, and maybe Cade can give us a little bit of a insight onto about that once he gets on, and maybe we can get a little bit more insight.
But remember what CJ told you last week, when you did that backstage interview with him, and you asked him concerning which CJ will we see, and he literally said, "Do you remember the CJ of old?"
Right.
And he said, uh, "You either may see him or you may not see him," because he
Right.
talked about
And
that in that confrontation with JPJ.
right. And I tried to talk with him after the show this past Saturday. Wasn't able to get it on camera, but I think he was trying to maybe talk about the Salvation CJ. I don't know if you remember the Salvation that him and another partner was in. I'm wondering if he's that, but let's go ahead and bring on Cade Allen.
Yeah.
Cade, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I couldn't help but to chime in. You know, I kind of thought to myself here at the house, I was like, man, something felt off. I couldn't really pinpoint what it was, and then I opened up my phone and saw we were live, so I had to chime in and see what all was going down.
Right now, what I want to know is what was going through your mind when you ran out of the back to bring CJ the briefcase?
Well, honestly, Mike, I was concerned from that chair, that spot where he come off the top and he had crashed into the chairs. You know, Ray drove him pretty hard down to those chairs, and I was just concerned about his well-being at first. And then I noticed that, you know, when I was running out there with the briefcase, on my way out there, I had seen that briefcase, and it wasn't that I was back there babysitting it or contemplating any kind of grand scheme. What it was is that for a moment I saw CJ had what you would say gained a second breath, you know, a breath of fresh air, mind you. And so that right there in my head for a split second told me he had more gas to go, and he could take Ray. And I believed in him. And so I was about to try to talk him into cashing in so that he could get that title, because I believed he could have done it. He was right there. He was so close. And I mean, neither one of y'all can put any doubt into CJ Jenkins, because after Saturday, he put the work in. But I just don't understand. You know, I come out there and I come to give him a little bit of motivation to pick him up, to really drive him, because that's what I was as a tag team partner. That's the reason why we became champions, was because we motivated each other. And so I was
Well,
trying to do a little bit of that, but it kind of seemed like it was unappreciated. It was
all
not
right. Well,
wanted.
Yeah,
he
check out the
just
bottom of the
chimed
screen.
in. He goes, "Worry about you, I'll worry about me. You're the one that said those same words to me. So I guess I'm telling you to take your own advice. Goodbye and good night."
Yeah, and that's fine, CJ. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to say, bro, I mean, it is what it is, and family doesn't always get along. But I'm going to tell you this right now, CJ. I'm going to tell you this. I will worry about myself. However, you need to be worried about me as well, because as an ex tag team partner, I know you inside and out. You think I ain't studied you before I decided to go ahead and agree to join the Outcast Society? You're wrong. You think I ain't done my homework? You're wrong. If you think I don't know your talent, your weaknesses, your strengths, you're wrong. Just as I felt your strengths Saturday, your tape always reveals your weaknesses, CJ. And see, that's where you're wrong with Kate Allen. See, the prodigy is not the prodigy for no reason. The prodigy is the prodigy because the prodigy does his homework. You'll find out soon. I tried being a friend. Yes, I want to have some singles success, just like anybody else. But I wasn't trying to cross you. I wasn't trying to turn my back on you. But you made it personal. You're my brother, but I'm about to show you some brotherly love.
Wow.
Cornbread.
Woo. Uh, I, I'm not sure if I can follow any of that, but I know for a fact, you came out before that match even took place, between you and CJ. I know you came out, Kate, and bottom line, you went point blank to Joy Britt and literally said, bottom line, I want an opportunity. I've been here. I've been here every week. I've been competing every week. These were your words. I've been competing every week. I just
Mm-hmm.
want an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
bottom line, your match with CJ was brutal.
it was. It was very physical, but I felt that I earned that, Cornbread.
Oh, we know
Nothing that I said in that ring was a lie.
it wasn't a hoax.
No, it was not. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but when I'm putting the work in and I see that Joey's in a very giving mood, why not capitalize on that?
You can't hate
You
on
know, at
anybody
the
that wants an
very least,
opportunity.
at the worst, I was looking at a loss and I didn't get the briefcase. I didn't have nothing to lose, but I had everything to gain. I was in the perfect situation, if you really think about it.
And I think now you're in the perfect situation too, because now you
Leading
can take
into
a
it, I do believe so.
well. Well, if you really overlook at everything,
Okay.
with multiple distractions, with the
Mhm.
heavyweight champion and the U.S. champion clashing, at some point that situation will boil over, as we all know.
Mhm.
And I know for a fact you are watching that a lot, pretty much almost as equal as the man holding that briefcase, because you know for a fact you literally want to kind of quote unquote take advantage of any and every opportunity, right or wrong.
They call me the prodigy for a reason, Cornbread. And sooner or later, you, along with everybody else in RWE community, is going to find that out.
Well,
Mike,
CJ just chimed in and said, Cade, jealousy isn't a good look. I gave you an opportunity to join me not once, but twice. The second time around, you said no. Your call, not mine. That's behind me. In your words, we are done as a team. I'm going to focus on my singles career. I've eliminated you and I pinned you. That's it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. But CJ, let me tell you something. Here's my rebuttal. And I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and simple. I'm done talking. I'll see you at the show and we'll handle it there.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you this Saturday.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
You too.
Whew.
Man, it's heavy on the powwow.
Absolutely, Cornbread. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
We need to chill out.
We'll be back in just a few moments.
Furniture for Less. Located at 85 Batesville Boulevard across from U.S. Pizza in Batesville, Arkansas. Furniture for Less carries everything you need for your home, from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Furniture for Less also has easy financing options to make your new furniture and appliances easy to afford. There's no credit needed at Furniture for Less, so come on in and see what we have to offer. We have bedroom sets that both you and your kids are going to love. Plus, all of our mattresses are half off the MSRP. We carry appliances such as stoves, washers, dryers, and even side-by-side refrigerators. And our professional, courteous staff is always ready to help you. So come out to Furniture for Less. Located at 85 Batesville Boulevard across from U.S. Pizza in Batesville, Arkansas, or call us at 870-307-0474. Open from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Furniture for Less, Batesville, Arkansas.
Broke down on the side of the road? Never fear. Ray's Towing and Auto Service in Batesville, Arkansas is just a phone call away. Ray's Towing and Auto Service has you covered from the time we tow it in to the time you drive it out. Ray's 24-hour towing service will drive out to you lickety-split wherever you are, day or night. We'll tow you right in where our team of friendly professional auto repair experts will pinpoint the problem using top-of-the-line technology and have you back on your way in no time fast. Ray's Auto Service has competitive rates that you can afford. Plus, while you're here, you can check out our memorabilia shop. Tow it in and drive it out today at Ray's Towing and Auto Service in Batesville, Arkansas. 870-793-4984. That's 870-793-4984. Call us today.
Chills right now.
This is history. It's right here at RWE.
We want to talk about our Clash of Champions. We got it right here.
That's by far not only the scariest, but the nastiest thing I've ever seen.
Let's talk about fan support.
Now I'm getting texts and phone calls wanting to know why Justin Case is going to Grubbs, Arkansas to RWE Wrestling this Saturday night. Could it be that I'm coming to take out Jackie Parker Jr. or JPJ, the superstar that Justin Case made? Or I'm bringing a tag team to take out your tag team champions? Or is it that I'm coming to take out Joey Bret, the owner? Or it could be that I just want to come to the town of Grubbs, Arkansas, the world-famous town of Grubbs, Arkansas. They're in the Guinness Book of World Records. They got the fattest, the ugliest women than any city across America. But if you really want to know why I'm there, you just show up Saturday night, just in case you didn't know.
Looks like Saturday night's shaping to be up a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, it ain't unpredictable because that's every week. But I'll say another newsworthy story.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got
the Rat Pack.
I was going to say the LA Hustlers with the addition of the hooligan Addison Kane, known as the Rat Pack. We've got Justin Case coming in. And if you look at this flyer, I mean, I'll go ahead and pull the flyer up.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Return right there, front and center, is Brandon Espinoza, who's been away from RWE for almost 6 months now. He's making his return to RWE this Saturday night.
And he will be on the role of the challenger when he goes after JPJ for the U.S. title. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I mean, that match was supposed to have taken place this past Saturday.
Right.
But due to weather and the inclement travel that he was having to come from,
due to travel conditions.
He was unable to make it. So Joey Britt said, next Saturday, your open challenge is against Brandon Espinoza. And I don't know if you know this, Cornbread, but Brandon and JPJ have a long history together.
Yes, they do. And also, the last time that Espinoza was involved in a championship match at RWE, Mike, he was literally an eyelash away from winning the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last time. And granted, it was in a four-way match, but it was the last time Espinoza was in a title match, and he almost took the title.
Right, and ever since then, we haven't seen him. But
now, I think it'll be a much more refreshed Espinoza than what we saw before.
Right, and like you said, he's coming in as a challenger to JPJ, and like you was, I think you were with me at the time, but up in Ahoxie when it was SECW, JPJ and Espinoza literally tore the house down. And I mean,
Actually, you was there, Mike. You was there, but you did tell me about it.
Yeah, it was a complete brawl, and the locker room had to empty out to keep them from literally killing each other because they literally made it that personal.
And I'll add to this, Mike. If JPJ is too focused on Ray, the heavyweight champion, then Espinoza will easily take that belt from him.
Right, but one thing with JPJ is, yeah, he may be focused on Ray, but now he knows who his challenger is for next week.
What would the focus be?
Exactly. Will it be on Espinoza or will it be on Ray?
Because you've heard Joey said it out of his mouth. Ray and JPJ, that's a WrestleFest worthy match.
And
period.
As it stands right now, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe if Ray and JPJ can hold on to their titles until June, I believe we will get JPJ versus Ray.
But honestly speaking, Mikey, you know this just like I do. Getting there, first you have to go through the anniversary show to make it to WrestleFest. Because bottom line, any roadblock between now and June, that's a big roadblock right there for champions, because now the champions will be tested even further just to one, make it to the anniversary show,
right?
And two, to make it to WrestleFest. I mean, it's the toughest route, Mike.
Right, it is. And Justin Case just chimed in and said JPJ's focus better be on Justin Case. I'm going to see if I can get Justin Case to come on the show to kind of give us a little bit of a background on his, I guess you can say, estranged relationship between him and JPJ.
Or the estranged history in this case.
I mean, that is a good question. I mean, who better to know JPJ than, I mean, you saw in that video package, better than JPJ himself.
Yeah, and honestly, Mike, I've actually witnessed the rise of JPJ throughout his career. After getting to know him personally, courtesy of Strictly LCW, then and watch him develop and go from quote unquote security to pro wrestler to successful tag team wrestler, now to successful singles wrestler, and former RWE heavyweight champion and current US champion.
Right.
Now he'll have his biggest test.
Right. And one thing about Justin Case is he's managed some of the greatest independent wrestlers on the scene.
Yes, he has.
JPJ, Derek by God Greater Than Great King. I mean,
yeah, he's got a long track record.
So, I mean, but the biggest focus on is just in case coming to RWE to help JPJ, hurt JPJ, or like you said, take over RWE from Joey Britt.
Well, you know as well as I do, Mike, there have been many people that have tried to assume the role of quote unquote boss, and Joey Britt has literally put them all in their place.
Right. I mean,
and that's not quote unquote kissing up to the boss. That's just setting the record.
I mean,
right.
And you're absolutely correct on that. I mean, a couple months ago, when the establishment was around, the establishment tried to take over RWE and failed. The West Side Misfits have tried. I was just bringing that up. The West Side Misfits have tried to take over RWE. I mean, at one time, they literally almost held all the gold except for the junior heavyweight. And on our Good Riddance 2021 show, they lost every single belt because of Joey Britt.
Yeah, one thing about it is you know whether you like them or whether you don't, you cannot sell the West Side Misfits short by any means.
Right. Well, I just got a message from Just In Case. He said that he will be on the show next week.
Woo!
So next Tuesday night, we will have Just In Case on the show.
Can't miss y'all.
But I mean, it looks like that Just In Case may have something up his sleeve. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and find out this this Saturday night.
Yeah. Just in case something happens. We'll see.
Right. Well, let's go on to the next match because this is what got me. Okay. Go ahead. It was it was DFP versus Black Magic.
Yeah.
To try and get back into the tag team division.
Or better yet, the tag team title scene.
Right. Well, Justin Vincent just popped in and just gave us eyes, and we're actually going to talk about what happened after the match. But first, the biggest shock of the night was Black Magic getting a win over DFP.
And not just that, Mike, but getting the win, getting their first win as a team since showing up to RWE unannounced and winning the titles in a 4-way.
Right. And they held the titles on for almost 2.5 months. And then
but they have lost every match since winning those titles.
Right. I mean, they've lost every match as a team. Now they've had single wins, but they have not had a team win until this past Saturday night. And it was through a miscommunication on DFP's part, which was able to get Black Magic to secure that win.
Yeah, but as I say, the story didn't end there because it was a brutal attack.
Right. Take a look at this, and then we'll hear what DFP's got to say afterwards.
Stop kicking. It's enough. You like working in RWE? I suggest you get out of that ring. Come on. Whoa. I say get out of the ring, and I mean get out of the ring now. Oh! Now he's on the chair, and the people are trying to get started. I'm giving you a warning.
Now, you heard Joey Britt say that he was suspended until further notice. But my question is, what caused that? I mean, was it due to frustration of losing the match? I mean,
I think, honestly, Mike, I think Danger Zone got in their heads. Danger Zone lived rent free inside of their heads. Because if you notice, ever since they lost the titles a week ago, a week prior to this, since losing those titles, and we talked about it, this could be the second and the third reigns have not lasted long.
mm-hmm.
And bottom line, when they lost the titles yet again, this time to the Danger Zone, it got something snapped in Justin Vincent's head. And when they literally arrived to the building and realized that Danger Zone was not going to be there, in their minds, Black Magic was the Danger Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I, honestly speaking, I don't think they even cared about a loss.
No.
They wanted Danger Zone. They wanted their titles back. And if you kind of notice in that video package that we just shown, have you kind of noticed that right after Christian Cross and Ray Pick was literally, they were trying to pull back or trying to tell Justin Vincent, hey, it's not worth it, dude. It's not worth it to get suspended. Hey, come on, man. Let's go. We did our damage. Let's go. Did you notice that when they tried to stop Justin Vincent literally just blew them off and just ignored them? It's like, hey, I'm furious about this situation. And did you notice that also close to us, did you notice that other members of DFP literally walked away?
Right.
From
And
the whole situation.
I mean, that's what kind of got me, but I caught up with Vincent and Cross after everybody had left the building.
Ooh,
I guess Vincent came back, I guess, to get his gear or something. I don't know, but take a listen to what Christian and Vincent had to say.
Yeah. I need you to tell me what that was up there and why you acted that way. You heard him say that we were going to get suspended if we laid one more hand on them. What was that?
Aren't you a little sick and tired of people telling DFP what to do, when they're going to do it, what they're going to do? No, bro, that's not how DFP works. You know that. Yeah, I'm gone. You're still here. And, Joey, just because you think I'm gone, I'll still have eyes. Don't forget about that.
We're going to show them stuff.
That's right.
Did you hear what Vincent said, that no matter what, that since he's going to be suspended and Cross wasn't, that he's going to have eyes watching RWE? What does that mean?
Or more importantly, what or who is the ace up his sleeve?
I mean, we know that Bray Puck cannot physically wrestle because he is not medically
Right.
cleared.
Right.
But you still see him getting in that ring. I mean, he got in that Rumble for the Call Your Shot briefcase. But he was also part of the beatdown that DFP and Bray Puck was doing on Black Magic. Could that be the ace up their sleeve? And is Bray Puck technically medically cleared and not telling anyone?
Or could Vincent send someone else in? Because if you really notice everything they kind of said, especially with the contest clues, we have eyes. Which eyes is he looking at? One. Number two, if he's not going to be here representing DFP, sorry.
Hold on. Rough Shot Joe's, that means Cross talking trash and ain't got a tag team partner. Sure wouldn't want to be him Saturday.
I guess it's like what we said earlier concerning Kate Allen. Get the opportunity, you capitalize. Don't think for 1 second that other people ain't watching your downfall.
Right, but speaking of Kate Allen, we saw the verbal exchange between Kate Allen and CJ. But listen, this is what Kate Allen was talking about. Let's take a look real quick. Look at this footage.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
And guys, I do apologize. I will be showing some images after I play the video package from CJ and this. So please be advised, it is a little bit gruesome. If you got a squeamish stomach, please don't look, but take a look. Now you saw CJ hit that chair, and he had a hard time getting up. So again, I am going to put this right here. I mean, do want to say that what I'm going to show is because of it, but look right there, and you can see right there in the dead center, he's got that deep gash right there.
Yeah.
He did not have to have stitches. That was a good thing. He did not have to have stitches, but that was done when he went through those chairs.
Yep.
His head caught on the hinge, and that's what caused him to get bust open. But let's hear what CJ had to say after his match with Ray and Kate Allen. Take a listen.
You know, a lot of people are questioning my actions after that amazing last man standing match with Ray as pertains to Kate Allen. And I mean, when I came back, what did he tell me? Focus on himself. Focused on what he's doing. Why is he so worried about me if he's focused on him? I mean, I've been doing this for a little bit. I've been around some of the sketchiest people in the business. And I mean, I really mean that. I called some of them my brother before. But man, Kate, like it just seems like you're out for more than just a budding friendship. You told me you were done with the society. You told me you wanted to focus on you. So it was nothing against you, man. It was nothing pertaining to ill will or bad emotions. But if you're focused on you, you focus on you, and I'm going to worry about myself. So if you want to have a match, that's cool. If you want to team up down the road, that's cool. But right now, I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on the opportunities I have. And if we need to settle that in any other way other than talking about it, you know where to find me on Saturdays, don't you?
Well, I mean, you heard Kate Allen say when we had him on the show that he'll see him Saturday, and you just heard the words from CJ that he'll be there Saturday night. So, I mean, the only question that I've got, and then we're going to move on, is who or what is be able to stop CJ and Kate Allen from going after each other?
I don't think anything. I think that bottom line, you know, what's the old Bill Watts saying? You know, if you got to sell it in the most neutral of all places, the
In
wrestling
the
ring.
ring. Absolutely.
And like Booker T always says, if you can't get along, you got to get it on.
Right. Well, I'm going through these comments right here, and you know how I pulled up rough shots about the trash talking and stuff like that. Well, Christian comes back with, Lord, you again. I can talk and back it up alone. Again, ask about me, son. I love to hit first, and trust me, I hit hard. Well, rough shot goes on to say you are either crazy or stupid. There's three of us, and my money's on stupid. Well, Christian Cross comes back and goes, crazy isn't even a question. Stupid, maybe, but it's got me this far. 3 or 33. Whoever it is, will know they were in a fight. You boys rest easy and come find me Saturday. I'm usually the one with the titles or getting stuff done when no one else wants to step up.
Yeah. I think the time for talking is done. I think the time for getting it on is imminent.
Pretty much. I mean, with
Man,
everything
I was about to say, has this been the stiffest power hour or what?
I don't know. We still have two more matches to talk about.
Exactly.
And the next match I want to talk about is the junior heavyweight match.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to get to this.
Hold on. Kate Allen just chimed in and said, talking about shots, laughing out loud, shots fired.
Ooh. Wow.
I mean,
they're going to get it on. That's all I can say.
All thing I can say is either we need to have extra security or we need to have extra guys around the ring, because if these two guys get in the ring this coming Saturday, the match that we saw past Saturday won't be nothing compared to what we may be seeing this week. And like Kate Allen said earlier, this isn't business now. It's personal.
Yeah, and you might want to call the National Guard for this one.
Well, he just said definitely something extra. And if you look at the way he did something, he put some highlighted.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, our backstage analyst, Jeff, just chimed in and said, maybe we may need extra paramedics.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know. But
Mike, I'll go to you because you're the expert with that one.
I'm retired for a reason.
Exactly.
After 20 years, my body physically can't handle it anymore. So if it comes down to that, I will call the actual other guy. I will call the paramedics to come in because I physically just can't do it anymore.
Right.
But moving on to the triple threat. Sorry, what was supposed to have been a one-on-one match ended up becoming a triple threat for the junior heavyweight title. It was supposed to be Gaston versus the original Misfit, Josh Cross. Well, just as I was fixing to announce the competitors, out come the West Side Misfits.
Well, also, let's go back to what happened at the top of the show, Mike, because if you notice, at the top of the show, you had the U.S. champion called out, and the heavyweight champion came out. Those two was about to have a collision.
Mm-hmm.
Out comes Gaston trying to, and also don't forget CJ Jenkins, who had the call your shot briefcase.
Right.
So you literally had 3 combustible elements in the ring. Along came Gaston.
Right.
And
Sorry,
Gaston,
I had food coming.
no, that's all good. But Gaston was expecting the night off.
Right.
Little did he know that maybe he shouldn't have came out the curtain and interrupted Joey.
Right, because
he ended up in this match.
Absolutely. And Josh Cross was called out by excuse me, by Joey to say, hey, look, you may think you have the night off, but you're wearing your boots. You got knee pads under your windbreaker pants. You're going to have a match tonight. And it ended up being Josh Cross. I mean, they were jogging pants, windbreaker pants, whichever you want to call them.
I call him a warm up for Disney Plus, but nevertheless, continue.
But so as I was saying, just as I was about ready to get the match started and announce the competitors, the West Side Mystics ends up interrupting like they always do. And Lee Michaels wanted to insert himself in the match. That prompted Joey to come out. Joey and Lee exchanged words. Josh Cross goes, you know what? I'll let him come in. Let him join. I'll beat him just like I'll beat Gaston. Just towards the end of the match, which we thought we were going to have a new champion. And that until Gaston played it smart. And I'll give him credit. He played it smart. After Lee Michaels hit his frog splash, Gaston went in for the win. Little did he know that Josh Cross was going to kick out of it.
Exactly. And then what? He hit the storybook ending?
He hit the storybook ending and got the 1, 2, 3 on Josh Cross and Lee Michaels. But let's take a listen to what Gaston had to say about that match. Take a listen.
Let's take a look.
Well, RWE, it's another glorious day for Storybook Prince Gaston. Now, where I am right now, that's none of your business. But where I'm going, where is Gaston going? Now that is a story to be told, isn't it? Now, I'm sure management is very interested in where Gaston is going. After all, it seems like one threat is not enough for Gaston. Oh, no. Management thought a triple threat was enough for Gaston. And while that seems like very, very hard odds to overcome, the 2 people that they picked for that triple threat, Josh Cross, Lee Michaels, now see, that doesn't really work, does it? As you see, those 2 egomaniacs will tear each other apart before even looking in anyone else's direction. Which, bad for each other, bad for management, wonderful for Storybook Prince Gaston. As you see, all I have to do is stand to the side, pick the bones clean, and then it's happily ever after Gaston. Oh yes, and still junior heavyweight champion Gaston. And speaking of happily ever afters, and this message is for management, how do I put this? It feels like that Gaston is just running out of happily ever afters in RWE. It's like I've collected them all. It feels like RWE is drained of its magic. I've taken all the magic out of RWE that I possibly can, and there doesn't seem to be any left. So, management, if you can't find worthy men or women, Gaston believes in equality after all, if you can't find worthy competitors for Gaston and his junior heavyweight championship, well then that just means there's no magic here left. And Gaston is going to take his junior heavyweight championship, he's going to take it, and Gaston is going to go to some other kingdom. I'm going to go and find someone else's magic, and I'm going to take it from them. And then RWE will have one less Storybook Prince to worry about, won't you? Now, of course, you'll have one less treasure to worry about as well. So, if you don't want that to happen, maybe management can finally put in some work and bring some magic back to RWE. And then Gaston will be satisfied.
Another individual that's never lost for words. But like they say, opportunity takes advantage.
I got a question.
Okay.
Does he think it's cool or it's okay to talk about himself as a third person? Like the storybook prints this, the storybook prints that. Why can't he say, I'm doing this or I'm doing that?
Well,
I mean, how cliche is it to call yourself in the third person while talking?
Oh.
But biggest question is what he said towards the end of that video package was that if RWE can't find anybody for him, that he was just going to take the title and leave.
Yeah, that's troublesome to me because we have worthy contenders and worthy guys
Absolutely
in RWE. And to me, I think honestly, I think that's taking a shot at the locker room and at champions who at some point there could be a heavyweight champ or a US champ that literally says, hey, look, I'm not a junior heavyweight, but I really just want to shut this guy up. But if some people think that he's the ticket to other folks having the Disney Plus subscription, then they're going to take the title off of him.
Right. Well, look at here. Here's a comment that says that he hasn't faced JPJ yet, and I would love to see that. Or here's another one. JPJ and him go at it. I mean, but Gaston forgot about one person.
Right.
2 weeks ago, we crowned a new number one contender for the Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Absolutely.
You know what? Instead of me saying something about it, let me let him say it. Take a listen.
RWE Nation. It's a beautiful day here in Anarchy Heights. First off, I'd like to apologize for my sporadic appearances lately. Secondly, I'd like to take a moment to show some respect and much love to a young man that gave me a real run for my money 2 weeks ago. Kate Allen is a very talented wrestler, and I believe he could be the future of this business. You know, 2 weeks ago, I became number one contender for the junior heavyweight title. Everyone's been asking. I've had a million people ask, when are we going to see Chaos versus Gaston? When is Chaos going to put a stop to Gaston? It's a pretty good question. I've watched this guy beat up on referees, slink his way around, cheat his way to victory. And I definitely haven't forgotten that several weeks ago he used his own title belt to try to take me out. But I can tell you this. Come this Saturday, he better bring everything he has, because his fairy tale will be over. This Saturday, that junior heavyweight title is coming home with me to Anarchy Heights.
And it looks like this story will not have a happy ending if Chaos. Well, in this case, if Chaos has his theory about him concerning Gaston.
I mean, can we see Gaston, and I'll say it, dethroned? from the Junior Heavyweight Championship, or will Gaston find a way to add another chapter in his book?
Yeah, because right now he's at the point of either being the quote unquote romantic ball at the romantic prince at the Cinderella's ball, or he can literally turn into the ugly duckling courtesy of chaos that quickly.
Right. Well, Kate Allen, I know we talked about him a lot tonight, but he just chimed in and said, "Thank you, Chaos. It means a lot to me, brother. I wish you the best in your career." That was great respect by Chaos. Brad, I'm awake. I may not look like I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm trying to eat my dinner. I mean, right here, he tells my Brad goes, "Hey, Amanda, slap Mike and wake him up. I'm awake."
He's totally awake.
You see my eyes. Yeah. But nah. Hey,
No,
we gotta have a good live stream. But no, I mean, again, we've got Chaos, and right here, RWE. Jeff goes RWE. Chaos has all the stones. I mean, you saw right there from Anarchy Heights, and then again, my money's on Chaos. I mean, Chaos has all the support and everything.
Yeah.
But again, will Gaston find a way? Seriously, Brad? She's literally standing right in front of me.
Yeah, on
wanting
the
to
hard.
slap me.
Yeah, on the hard cam. Right there. Right behind the hard cam.
Thanks, Brad. I told you I was awake.
Yeah. we know you're awake, Mike.
We gotta love the support. I do love all the support. I know, Leanne, I know for me, but it is what it is. I want you to slap Brad for me. That's all I want. Make it even. But no, seriously, back to what we were talking about. Chaos and Gaston, I think, would be a great match. But the question though is, will Gaston keep the title? Or will Chaos finally dethrone the Prince?
And here's another question, Mike, because Chaos was in the same position as Kate Allen was when it comes to asking for opportunity, because he even said it himself that he was sick and tired of not getting an opportunity and not getting a chance. Well, when he became number one contender, now it's up to him to dethrone Gaston, because as we saw and as we know, Gaston found a way to hang on to his title. Now,
right?
Can Chaos literally put together the winning combination? We know he can do it. This time, can he do it with the junior heavyweight title on the line?
Right, and I'm looking at these comments right here, and Kate Allen goes, "Will Chaos?" And this is a great question by Kate Allen, and I'll go ahead and post it. Will Chaos overcome the cheating ways of the storybook chicken?
Oh,
I believe he will, and that right there puts a very good question out. Will Chaos overcome Gaston, or will Gaston find a way to win with or without his book?
Well, I know Chaos for a long time. Now over 12 years. And one thing I'll say about him is, do not give Chaos an opportunity. Because if you give him one open, he will capitalize and he will make you pay.
I mean, if he hit, especially even if he hits the Anarchy Driver, which is pretty much the rolling neck breaker from the side.
Yeah.
All it takes is 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
That's it.
Exactly.
But Cornbread, we have talked so much of this past Saturday. Plus, we've had Rough Shot on the show. Him and Christian Cross, them exchanging words.
Yeah.
Kate Allen and CJ Jenkins. We saw them exchanging the words. The Chaos and Storybook Gaston. But the biggest question of the night is this. At the end of the show, JPJ came out, grabbed the title, and handed it to Ray, but never left Ray's sight. Literally stood toe-to-toe, face-to-face with Ray, begging for a match.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest question is, will we see JPJ versus Ray Ivy before WrestleFest?
That is a big question, but also the bigger question is, would JPJ escape that evening with the U.S. title against a pretty much an unknown making his debut in RWE named Steel? And bottom line, Mike, and let's just go ahead and call it a spade and call it exactly what it is. Dusty Rhodes had an old saying in one of his old songs that he did when he was with the NWA back in the day. And the lyrics of that song is, "Don't judge a book by its cover."
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, Steel came into the ring accompanied by former U.S. champion DJ Hall. And it looked at certain points in that match like JPJ had the upper hand. He used the power game and all. But bottom line,
right,
it almost felt like Steel had his number.
Right. I mean, did you notice the triangle arm hold that he had on JPJ? Normally, it's usually done inside the ring, but he did it over the top rope, using the rope as leverage.
Oh, he went after that shoulder.
Right, because he knows that shoulder is used for when JPJ does his variation of the Burning Hammer or into the Mickey Driver.
Mm-hmm.
But it's DJ Hall talked some great advice to Steel of what to do, because DJ Hall said before the match, me and you have never met in this ring before, but I've watched your matches. I've studied you. Him and Steel had a game plan coming in, but I believe it was the experience of JPJ was able to overcome the newcomer Steel.
I'm just gonna call it a space bay, Mike, and no BS here on the Power Hour. JPJ survived. He survived that match, start to finish. Point blank, he survived. And honestly speaking, Steel made a name for himself. And I said it Saturday, and I hope Joey Britt's listening. I said it Saturday, and I'm gonna say it right here Tuesday on the Power Hour. Tonight, live on the Power Hour. I don't mind being selfish by saying, hey, we need to keep this guy Steel. He needs to be in RWE. Bottom line, this is perhaps, I have never ever seen JPJ taken this far by an unknown challenger. And here comes another question, Mike. Did Steel perhaps may have softened up JPJ for Espinosa next week, this Saturday?
That's a good question. But with that match with Steel, was JPJ's mind on Steel and keeping the U.S. title, or was it on Espinosa next week? That's the question that we'll get back to that question this Saturday.
Absolutely. Right.
there's two questions right here. There's another question, but before that, right here, Brad goes, with Ray and JPJ, it reminds me of the story of David versus Goliath. That is true. I mean, you've got the size and strength of JPJ, but you've also got the speed and the quickness and the experience in Ray.
And let me speak to that for just a moment, Mike.
Go right ahead.
Right before we move on, and yeah, let's talk about the quote unquote David versus Goliath deal. And I think sometimes we get it misconstrued here. A lot of times, concerning the whole David versus Goliath, and of course the story is so synonymous. But if you really read that story for what it is, Goliath really literally did nothing but roared and run his mouth. Honestly speaking, some people would think that going into this match, if you're going to make the comparison, some people would literally think that JPJ is the Goliath and Ray is literally the David in the story. Not going to happen. Honestly speaking, the underdog in this match, honestly speaking, will have to be JPJ. Because, like you said, Mike, and it's the one word that you said that mattered. And the response you gave, exactly. It's experience. Because if you ain't been through the ringer enough, especially because, honestly speaking, if you really look at the experience, Ray is literally JPJ's daddy when it comes to experience in the ring.
Yeah, but here's another question right here by our ref Saturday, this past Saturday night. If JP and Ray does make it to WrestleFest with the titles in hand, what kind of match will fit the criteria for this major showdown? That
yeah, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I mean, we've seen them in a one-on-one regular match, but it was broken up by the Misfits. I would love to see a regular, straight down the middle match. But if we do that, and I'm going to hate to say it, I believe JPJ may come out on the winning end of that match. But if it's any type of stipulation match, and we see all three sides of Ray Ivy come out in that match, my money's going to be on Ray.
My response, my answer to that question, I know I'm gonna have to play throwback here, because of sport, because I study both these guys, and both these guys are excellent in the ring. If I have to pick a stipulation to me that would really sell it, title for title, I have to go 2 out of 3 falls, and with no extra stipulation or anything. 2 out of 3 falls. If it needs to be a 30-minute time limit or 45-minute time limit, fine. I say 2 out of 3 falls to me will settle it.
You know what? That actually brings up a very good idea. Instead of doing a 2 out of 3 falls, we have not had this done yet in RWE. I'm gonna make a stipulation. I'm gonna throw it out there.
Okay.
30-minute Iron Man match.
Okay, game on. I'm sold. You can go ahead, take my $20 right now, put it on the table. I'm sold.
I mean,
I'm game for an Iron Man match. I'm game for it.
We have not had an Iron Man match in RWE.
Exactly.
Experience. I'm gonna throw experience out the window. Who will have the better stamina to survive the Iron Man match? We can go 30 minutes. We can go 45 minutes. We can go an hour.
Yeah.
Who can withstand that type of match? And with that match, it doesn't matter about experience.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you know. What really matters is your stamina and your core strength. Can you survive an Iron Man match?
Can you endure? Yeah, can you endure?
It's your endurance, your cardio. It brings all of that into play. Because the standard match goes anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes.
Right.
That's fine for our guys. But an Iron Man match is probably one of the most grueling matches in history. Because, I mean, one of the best Iron Man matches I saw was Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. The Iron Man match there. I mean, it literally took both men to be helped to the back after the match was done.
Yeah, and for me, one of the best Iron Man matches I've seen. And I had to go to my Impact Wrestling deal for this one. Since I watched it from its debut on Fox Sports Net, I have to go. AJ Styles and Chris Daniels, both Iron Man matches. One from February 2005 at Against All Odds, and the other one from Bound for Glory 2005. Both pay-per-views happened in the same year. Those are my favorite classic Iron Man matches there.
All right, now,
but I would love to
another
see it
question
with those two, honestly.
I mean, it may not be those two, but yeah, I would love to see those two in an Iron Man match.
I would too.
Even just having an Iron Man match, period. Who can withstand that endurance? I mean, that's what it is right there. The speed, the choreography, or not choreography, the cardio, and your stamina.
And to me, who can stand the true test? I mean, to
Right.
me, I always consider Iron Man matches almost sportive because one is saying it's not about quote unquote weight limits, it's about time limits. It's about how many falls can you get inside. Oh, and I did have to put in this short little plug because it ended up winning match of the year for Impact Wrestling, and that is TJP Josh Alexander X Division title match, 60-minute Iron Man match. I had to throw that in there because they ended up topping it. But honestly speaking, I love your idea of an Iron Man match, Mike. Genius.
I mean, we can take it to Joey Britt, take it to management, and see what they say. But with that question earlier from David versus Goliath, that actually brought up a match for me that I see another thing in between Ray and JPJ.
Okay.
And that's Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Nash in WCW for the heavyweight title.
Yeah, and that actually, that was one of two things. One, it was hair, and if I remember this correctly, it was the hair. It was the mask of Rey Mysterio
Versus the
versus
hair of Kevin Nash.
and Miss Elizabeth.
Right.
The late great
Now
Miss Elizabeth.
that was the second match.
Yeah, it was the second match.
When Ray lost his mask. The first one was Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Nash for the heavyweight title. And Rey Mysterio was able to overcome all the members of the NWO and still walk away the winner of that match.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is he didn't walk away with the title because because he would end up winning the championship in WWE years later.
Right. But Cornbread,
man,
we're gonna leave everybody's imagination to what will become of JPJ versus Ray. What would become of Gaston versus Chaos? Kate Allen versus TJ Jenkins.
The Hustlers in the Rat Pack
coming in. Just in case coming in. I mean, Brandon Espinoza and JPJ. I mean, we've got a stacked card and stacked talent for this Saturday night coming up. And I know she said you wanted to say something about the show this Saturday night, so I'm going to go ahead and let you take that.
All right. And first off, thanks, Mike. And I know for everyone watching, you heard us many times promote our Saturday show. Bottom line, 301 East Bartwell Drive, and tickets are $5 share admission, $6 on the floor on ringside seats. But RWE is so much more than that. Let me flat out just tell it to you like it is. The place you need to be at on Saturday nights is Grubbs, Arkansas. And I hope every champion in RWE is listening. I know the boss man is listening. I hope everyone in our audience is listening. You cannot find a better place to be at on a Saturday night, more so than RWE. We have an experience unlike any other. Great vendors, great food at Granny's Grub Shack. It's a whole experience. Myself, Mike, Jeff, our backstage analyst. Mike does an excellent job and help promote the show, along with so many other people of our staff. Bottom line, Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment and Grubbs, Arkansas is the best place you need to be at. Let me take this advice for Cornbread, all right? Save up your cash, all the cash you're going to do. Normally on a Saturday night, there's not a lot of places you need to do. Not a lot of places where you can go. Why don't you make the investment and come on down to 301 East Barwell Drive in Grubbs, Arkansas. Make the drive to come down there to RWE. Yes, it's the old gym right there in Grubbs, Arkansas. Excellent food. We have a great staff. But bottom line, we have Saturday night action that's second to none. Excellent tag team division. Excellent singles division. We have unpredictability. That's what makes us us. Believe me when I tell you. And Mike said it perfectly this past Sunday on the Revolt. And I said it multiple times on the Revolt as well. The place you need to be at is Grubbs, Arkansas Saturday night. Not just for the Hustlers. Not just for the Rat Pack. That's a great trio. Not just for Ray, let's say Ray Ivy, the heavyweight champion, or JPJ, the U.S. champion, or Gaston, or any other individuals, or even the West Side Misfits. RWE is the best value for your money, especially on a Saturday. So instead of just sitting at home, want to find what's on TV, or just to see if you can just get your chill out on, you want to have some fun, just get in your vehicle, pack all your friends, make sure, because you know everybody's invited. RWE is for everybody. Pack up your friends, get your cash together, pack everybody. If you can pack some folks in a van, I don't care if you have to pack 10 of them in a van. Pack them in there. Make the drive. Come on down to 301 East Barwell Drive. Trust me, it is the revolution, and we've said it so many times. It's the revolution that's taking Arkansas by storm. If you see the information right there on your screen, it's the revolution that's taking Arkansas by storm. And you ain't going to find no good place on Saturday night than RWE. I rest my case.
Brad,
if you don't believe me, show up Saturday.
All right. We're going to end this show with, you remember the movie I was in?
Oh, yeah. And that's supposed to be coming up on YouTube very, very soon?
Actually, it is, and we have a release date.
Okay. But what's the release date? Give it to me.
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
Take a look at these two commercials, and you tell me when it's coming out. Take a look.
Shit ton of bodies out there over the years.
John, I don't think there's anybody here.
I know.
Welcome to Crystal Lake. Here you cannot hide. See the beauty all around you, yet someone here has died. In between the bird singing, can you hear the screams? Something here is hunting you, even in your dreams. It's called crystal, but bodies lay in the mud. The water is not clear, and yet it seems thicker than blood. Welcome to your nightmare. And welcome to his pain. Welcome to your last day, because evil is insane.
There you go. Friday, May the 13th, 2022. It will be released on YouTube. Full movie and all.
And whatever you do, make sure that you go support this great project. Your boy Mike's in it. You got our boy Gary who plays a great role in it.
And speaking of Gary, that man, yes, Madman Fulton, James Stokes, Olivia Disney, Will Reed. I mean, the cast.
Great cast of characters.
Right. I mean, it was a great day. It was a great time shooting. Everybody was so into the movie that we literally forgot everything on the outside of the world. It was a great time. A little chilly at the night, but shooting with Madman Fulton and Jay could not have asked for a better cast to be with. But again, guys, it'll be on YouTube. Look up Binary Entertainment on YouTube. That's where the movie will be played. We should have more trailers out, but this right here was a world premiere trailer on the Power Hour. As soon as I get another trailer, we will be more than glad to give it out. But guys, it's getting late. Your boy's got to work.
Exactly.
So, for Cornbread Chris Heineken, I am the voice of the RWE DJ MIT. We thank you guys for watching the show tonight. Again, don't forget 301. I will go ahead and put the flyer up. I mean, the Rat Pack right there. You've got the Hustlers, Westside Misfits, CJ Jenkins, Gaston, Hardcore Homo Ray Ray, JPJ, even the return of Brandon Espinoza will be in the house this Saturday night. Guys, this will be a show you do not want to miss, like all of our other shows. And I will say this, and I am going to pull it up real quick. Let's look at the weather, because we know this past Saturday was a little iffy, the way the precipitation was. But you know what? Saturday is looking good. No rain in sight. No winter precipitation in sight. Nothing. It will be
in other words, no excuses to why you can't be there.
Absolutely. It may be cold outside, but you know what? The action is always hot inside of RWE Arena. And I'm going to steal a line from Ray, our champion. I'm going to steal a line from him. We aren't just sports entertainment. We are not just pro wrestling. We are the revolution in the sports of professional wrestling, not only in the state of Arkansas, but the Mid-South. If you guys want to see high-flying brawlers, technical, submission, ground and pound, this is the place to be. Cornbread said it, 301 East Barnwell Road, Grubbs, Arkansas. Doors will be open at 5 o'clock, bell time 7. $5 if you want the bleachers, or if you want to be upfront and personal with them, $6 to get on the floor. Like Cornbread said, we have great merchandise tables, great vendors. And right here, Leanne said it perfectly. Make sure y'all come out. Bring your family and friends. This will be a show you don't want to miss. You guys can actually get up close and personal with the wrestlers during intermission, because we have our wrestlers come out to the crowd. We've got our wrestlers having their own vendor tables. Guys, come on out. So, on this note, I'm going to bed, Brad. Don't worry. I'm awake, though, but I'm going to bed. For Cornbread Chris Heineken, I am the voice of the RWE DJ MIT. We will see you guys this Saturday night. Y'all have a good night. We out.
Hi, everybody. This is WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, and you're watching RWE Wrestling.
The RWE Power Hour is an exclusive presentation of Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Be sure to catch all of the wrestling action live every Saturday night at RWE Arena, 301 East Barnwell Road in Grubbs, Arkansas. Doors open at 5 p.m., bell time is at 7. And don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night at 7 p.m., 8 Eastern, as Cornbreak, Chris Heineken, and DJ Mike T recap all of the news, highlights, and information that you need about RWE Wrestling. Until next week, so long from Grubbs, Arkansas.